Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. How is everyone today? Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. Let's just see who's on. It's a bit of an earlier one today because Sunday got family over for dinner. So yeah, thought we'd do a quick one today, looking at the player ratings and things like that. And also obviously we've got the anyone wants to watch the Liverpool Spurs game. I think it's at 16:30 or something like that. I'm lost now with this clocks moving back, giving us an extra hour in bed. So we'll let's see who's on. Divers TV says hello. How are you? We must for Pep to score in the first half. This is the best for the club. Come on, City. Ryan says hello, Andy. Not doing great with your predictions. I'm rubbish. So I keep saying I'm never ever, and honestly, every time I've entered a prediction league, I'm useless, absolutely useless. Divers TV says Bernardo the best. He's not been up to his usual standards of last season. Ryan says you were joint fifth at the end of last weekend. Think you might be down a spot or two at this rate by the end of the day. Hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to lose. Certainly not going to lose any sleep over it. Phyllis is on. How are you, Ivor? Hello, room. How you doing, buddy? I've just been reading your tweet about Koikap. What you been up to today, mate? Edward Denham's on. Hi, Blues. How are you? Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, that'd be nice if they can get a point at least. That'd just cut the gap back again. Hysteria Manchester is on. Hello, Halloween costume shopping for the kids in the Arndale. It's pandemonium. Oh my God. Thank God I don't have to do that anymore. It's just, I remember it. I must admit, to be fair though, I did say to my wife yesterday, last night when I got back and I sort of nipped to Sainsbury's to pick some up for dinner, and bits and pieces, and there were families buying pumpkins and all sorts of stuff, and I thought, oh, I missed that actually. But yeah, trick or treating and everything else. No, stood out in the freezing cold while they knock on doors and things like that. No, not for me. Leonard London, afternoon, everyone. Andy, how are you, Leonard? Hope you're well. Kiam's on. Hi, mate. Happy Sunday. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Thank you for all the videos yesterday, buddy. Really appreciate that. And it'll make things a lot easier because obviously our clocks have gone back here. So we've gained an extra hour. Ryan Corrie, here's the man I'm trying to knock off the top spot today. Oh, Kiam. Is Kiam up at the top? I've never done Halloween. Whatever in your life? Ever? You've never ever done it in your whole life? Gone knocking on doors? And I must say Cancelo and Gundogan were brilliant. Certainly, I'd say Gundogan was brilliant. I thought Cancelo had a very good game. Turn off all the lights and act like you're not in. Listen, where I live, mate, I live right in the countryside on a farm, so there's nobody walking down the lanes to come to this house, I promise you. No, never. God, you bore. You absolutely boring bugger. Fancy not ever gone out. Have you done anything in your young life? Have you never knocked on doors? Have you never tied a little bit, get a cotton reel, tie cotton to somebody's door knocker, and then roll it all the way out and then hide round the corner and then knock on the door and then drop it on the floor so when they come out and there's no one there, close the door and then you do it again? I mean, we've never done anything like that. Oh, God. You've never lived, mate. Try doing that in Withershaw when somebody runs after you with a big lump hammer as a kid. There was one lunatic in Woodhouse Park who we used to do that to because we used to call him the Roadrunner because he ran everywhere. But he was a nut and lived on his own. But he came after us one night after we'd done it about, God knows, after about 30 times. He came out with a lump hammer and chased about 5 of us. And he made us chase, and he literally chased us for a mile. He didn't stop. I really thought that night I was going to die. Do you think Pep likes pumpkins? I'm sure he'll get into that spirit. He's got a bit of fun and spirit about him. Ryan is obviously a miserable Carlislean or whatever you call him. Ryan, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Hysteria, Ryan, you Scrooge, absolutely. Andy, I'm called a 50-year-old man by most mates. I can imagine. I can absolutely imagine it. Ryan spends his time watching Corrie. Jesus. Go away, Edward. Kiam says, yesterday I was carving pumpkins on a farm on the US border with deer running about. Great day. Sounds ideal, mate. Absolutely brilliant. No chance. Oh, my God, Ryan. You need to get a life, fella. What are you doing? Get out your bedroom, off that computer. Get out and go and live a little. Hysteria says, I'm really jealous, Kiam. Sounds like you're living the dream, lad. Ivor says, I rearranged my cat water spray towards the door at Halloween. Never gave my kids a treat, so I'm not giving anyone else a treat. You miserable sod, Ivor. I don't believe that for 1 second. I've met you, mate, and you don't seem that type of guy. Leonard London, our defence won't get us out of jail, unfortunately, in my honest opinion. Top sign in January, please. And more than welcome. Now, I'm much happier sat watching the football, 3 games today. I couldn't do that. I really couldn't. And it bored me to tears. It's bad enough watching 1 game of football on television, but 3. Sorry, I'm not that into football to watch 3 games of football on television. Honestly struggle watching, if I have to watch City or at home, at home on the telly, for whatever reason. I struggle watching it on telly, I'll be honest with you. So to watch 3 games of football, no, not for me. Come on, you spuds, beyond belief, says Ryan Corrie. Lots of empty seats right now at Newcastle. Yeah, but they won't say out about that. Beyond belief, Kane hat-trick. Let's hope so. Ryan Corrie, 1-0 Newcastle. What? Is that just happened? Or are you saying 1-0 Newcastle, you reckon? Or is that just... is that something that's just come through or something? I don't know. I don't even know what time. What time's kick-off? I'm assuming they've kicked off, haven't they? They're playing Wolves, aren't they? Let me just see. Oh, yeah, it is Lascelles, 37 minutes. Not really that interested in Newcastle versus Wolves, if I'm honest. Cal's on. How are you, buddy? Bet you're absolutely gutted, and probably one of the topics in the rolling banner below I'm sure you're going to want to talk about. Sorry I'm late, really ill. Great performance in second half from City, but annoyed. And Everton, that's my prediction. No more goals, please. Yeah, same, Andy. I can only watch 1 game before I have to go and do something else. I could never watch 3 games in a day, ever. Who's going to win the Champions League, says Chill. Who do you think, Chill? Who do you think will win it? Lascelles, yeah, just scored, 2 p.m. kickoff. Aston Villa, no, it's not 2 p.m. Is it? Yeah, 2 p.m. kickoff, yeah. Aston Villa defender, all hype in my opinion. Watched one of Blue Blood's videos, didn't realise how young he is. He is very young. He's quite funny, actually. I like the way he talks. I said Newcastle score first, Wolves 2-1. Kiam might get this one right. City must look in Europe for a top defender. Beyond Belief says, why didn't Grealish get a second yellow? It's the inconsistency that gets me riled up. Well, we'll talk about that maybe when we come to the VAR. Ryan says, I watched 14 games between Saturday and Wednesday last week, Andy, 21 hours or something like that. Sad. You need to get a life, mate. You really need to get out more. ZG9 says, time to destroy Southampton. Let's hope so. I was impressed with Gundo. Stones won every single header he went for. Ederson, Cancelo improving. Can't argue with any of that either. Barcelona will win the Champions League this year. No way they'll let the Scousers get away with it again. Are you sure? Are you really sure, Kiam? Danilo, oh God, Sahivovic. Will Pep stay at City? Well, he'll run out his contract anyway. Whether he'll stay longer, that's another question. Leonard London, I only watch City, screw the rest. I'm pretty much the same. I might nip in and out watching the odd of the big games, but other than that, I'm not that fussed about it. I've got family. I've got interests. I've got businesses to run. I can't just sit there watching TV all day. I only watch City, screw the rest. Yeah, it's what I'm passionate about. That's fine, mate. Absolutely fine. But you need to go out. Maybe that's why you're poorly all the time, because you sat inside. Go out and get some fresh air. Hysteria Manchester says no. Danilo. Chill. Who do you want City to sign? Good question. Depends, mate. Sorry, I'm just getting a load of messages coming through on my phone. It depends. What sign where? Because let's face it, January is a notoriously rubbish market in general for buying players. So it's not really a good market to go into. Andy Sunji-Hai or Antoine Sibierski, who's better? Well, both play different positions, mate. So Sunji-Hai is certainly better in a fullback role than Antoine Sibierski, but Sunji-Hai hasn't got the height or finishing skills of Antoine Sibierski. So he's got a good song about Sunji-Hai, so you've got to go for Sunji-Hai. My lord. Waste of time unless City. I agree. It's 1 a.m. here. I'm in Australia at the moment. Wow, whereabouts are you, mate? Let us know where you are. Australia is obviously, as people know on here, is quite close to my heart because I was out there, I lived out there, worked out there for a while. I've got family out there, travelled around Australia. So, yeah, I love the country. People are really, really nice. I've only been ill once or twice this year with colds. Right, well, there you go. I've not been ill at all with a cold. God knows how many years older than you. Get out, get some fresh air. We signed Dzeko in January. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying there's not players that you can't sign in a January window transfer. Don't get me wrong, but it's notoriously difficult because you'll end up with an additional fee, and then you've got the players that, let's face it, are in Champions League football from the big clubs anyway. So it's always hard to pull them away from clubs if they're still in the next, if they've gone through the qualifying stages, then they're stuck with the teams to be playing in the Champions League. So Chill says, City have 3 left backs. Yes, I don't know what that means, but yes, I do. Hysteria Manchester going to have to shoot off all. My offspring are shouting at me for watching this instead of buying costumes. Have a nice day. Listen, enjoy it. Because they're only young for a very short time, and your time goes very quickly. Trust me, mine are at university now, and it seems like yesterday when I was doing the same thing. So enjoy it, mate. Have a good whatever it is that you're going to end up doing. I've said it's not good watching City on TV, Andy. Don't feel part of it, and I'm always on the fringe of throwing something at the TV. I'm the same. I hate it. I walk out the room half the time, and then come back in, and then I walk out, and then I'll come back in, and then I just hate. I hate watching it. I must admit. Afternoon Blues. Martin is on. 70. You're in Queensland, mate. Brisbane. So you're coming up to some very nice weather coming your way very shortly, or it's already there. I'm guessing. I know you don't have the traditional sort of New South Wales winters and summertime and everything else, but I'm sure it's coming close to November now. The weather will be getting very, very nice there. Have you got Queensland and Brisbane, ZG, Brisbane area or Queensland got an official supporters club? Because there is obviously a Melbourne one that is the biggest one outside of the UK. Carbon Andy was fighting sharks in Australia. Hey, I wasn't fighting sharks, but there was a shark attack very close to me when I was out there the very first time in '85. Just off Bondi. Beyond belief, Jed Brannan or God, Jesus Christ, neither. I'd have to, out of those two, I'd have to go for Pollock, Jamie Pollock. Ryan Corey, I'm out a lot when I'm at my grand's farm. Well, there you go. So get out more, go and help your gran on the farm. Ivy says, get a blood transfusion, takes 20 years off. Yeah. Maybe that's the idea, eh? I'm taking that was on the NHS and that wasn't part of just a request from you, Ivor. Maybe that's something I need. Defender, not lose the Premier League to Liverpool. Leonard, what does that mean? I don't know. Cal says Silver has taken us backwards, lacks motivation and messed up. Not getting Zaha. Our play style is for him. Doesn't play for us. We need to sack and bring in Rafa or Eddie Howe. Oh, I mean, mate. Listen, Cal. In reality, do you really think Eddie Howe would move from Bournemouth right at this moment in time to Everton? Really? Wow. Would Rafa really go right now to Everton? I mean, you're a traditional club. You've got an owner with money. Afternoon, Gerard Mulcair. How are you, buddy? Southampton back-to-back this week. Let's hope so. Edward says, Cal Blundell, Rafa is overrated and on the same level as Silva. Chill. Will our defence cost us winning the league? Well, look. Well, put it this way. Let's not get too down because We're now 3 points behind. Let's just imagine Spurs beat Liverpool today with 3 points behind. Would we now be in a position saying, is our defence going to cost us the league? So let's wait and see. Still a long way to go. A long way to go. And remember, January, we'll be having Laporte back anyway. So I wouldn't even have... Well, put it this way. Let's imagine, here's a question to turn it around. And I would turn around and say, if City were unbeaten right now with Liverpool, and we're both on the same points, would anybody ask the question whether our defence is going to cost us the league this season? I doubt it. There might be the odd one. But on the whole, people will be going, yeah, but we'll be more positive. Well, we'll be getting Laporte back, and we've got this, and we've got that, and we've got the other, and Stones is now back, and we've still got, this, that. I wouldn't worry too much about it right now. And even if Liverpool win today, that's 6 points. It still would be in our hands, potentially. Beat them away, beat them at home, still in our hands. So the fact that they dropped 2 points last week is a big thing, a very big thing. They've still got Spurs, though I'm guessing Liverpool are going to win today anyway. Carl Everton should get Jose. Said, gee, 30 plus degrees, mate, almost every day or somewhere around. Sadly, no official supporters club, but love going to Melbourne. Well, if you do, the Imperial Hotel, mate, that's where the Melbourne Supporters Club are. So I think it's 20 Australian dollars to join, and that gives you full access to any game that you're there. You get discounts on things. You get preferential treatment to meet players who are going there. So it's worth it for 20 I can't get my words out. Australian dollars, sorry, for a year. It's worth it just in case you're ever around the Melbourne area and you can nip in when any events are going on. BB says, is it wrong to say I miss City being bobbins? No. And it is wrong. No, it's wrong. Kamal, hi guys, how are you? Martin, I need spinal transplant. Anyone fancy giving theirs up? Don't think so. Carl Blundell, Edward, he won the league with a mediocre Liverpool side and he did well. Newcastle gave him money. Martin, Carl, we talked about this last night. Top managers can't make good players. Top players don't. Don Revy said that. Edward Denham, when did he win the league with Liverpool? I was going to say, you're talking about Rafa Benitez won the league. I think you mean the Champions League. He might have missed CL off it. City should sign a defender in January in order not to let Liverpool win the Premier League. Never mind, be cup tied in the Champions League. Hope you get it sorted soon. Martin says, BB. Gerard, praying for Spurs and Villa to do us a massive favour. Everton fans were screaming for Silva to come to the club and for money. They got both. Not so easy spending money and making it work. Good point. It isn't. It's one thing having money. It's a different thing to spend it correctly. Carl says, hearing there's a long time to go hurts me because we have lost to Brighton and Burnley. Johnny Evans would have been a good cover. Kiam is obsessed with Johnny Evans. Martin says, cheers, BB. I was being sarcastic. I know you all attached to yours. But, yeah, literally attached, mate. I doubt it very much. We'll be same points to Liverpool come January. I hope I'm wrong. AK850 says, I only celebrate our goals after the next kick-off because since 2015-16, I'm afraid they'll get called back. I wanted Moyes over Silva. I hate Silva when he was at Watford and Hull. Evans is bang average, says Ivor. $20 Melbourne, 20 Australian dollars. I meant the UEFA Champions League. Liverpool are confident of getting Mbappe in 2020. They're confident, are they, really? We'll see about that, especially when apparently the rumours are today that Mbappe, Real Madrid are looking at 380 million euros to buy Mbappe. And who's it going to take? Liverpool? Are Liverpool going to spend 380 million euros? I doubt it. And the night deal, they're not going to pay that much money. Liverpool might pay 150 million if they sell one of their stars, and they will have to sell. They will have to sell. Because there's no way any team can, chunk out that type of money. So they'd have to sell anyway. So who's going? Mane, Salah. They'd have to get rid of one or two of those or Firmino. They'd have to get one of those. Or they could give Van Dijk to us for 100 million. Evans is steady, doing a great job for Leicester. I'm not saying a starter, but cover. Too late now, we missed out. Calvin-Deli won the Champions League off a ghost goal. He still won it. Obsessed with Evans and plants his Kiam. So bang average, says Ivor. United pick players on name and reputation. Look where it's got them. Jared, I think Southampton manager is getting sacked after the City smashed them back-to-back this week. Konate, I'm just going to keep saying it. Kyle, doesn't Silva have a good record against Liverpool? Beyond belief, 380 million, they should stop ruining football. They should do. I thought it's only us that do that. Kamal says Everton should go. Get former Valencia manager Marcelino. Plays great football and gets results. Kun scored more goals than Mbappe this year, just saying. I think actually the rumours are that it's not what I was watching Match of the Day last night. Has Sterling not scored more goals in this calendar year than Sergio Aguero, and is level on 39 with Lionel Messi this year. Frightening. Chill, he won't get sacked, not a chance. Leonard, Liverpool FC doesn't cost 300 pence. So if City were joint top with Dippers, and Dippers lose, but they will win the league if you lose, but Aguero shoots and it hits both posts and goes in, would you moan Rafa changed tactics? Silva hasn't beaten Liverpool at us. Sterling has matched Messi in 2019. He has. Newcastle are beating Wolves 1-0. We know. Hi guys, good content yesterday and good to see Martin back as well. Thank you, D. Stewart. Right, let's get on to the player ratings. So the first player we are going to put up for today from yesterday, obviously City beating Villa 3-0. So the first one we are going to put up today, and that is our goalkeeper, and that is Ederson. So what are your thoughts on Ederson yesterday out of 10? Give me your predictions below. I'm not interested in man of the matches and things like that. I just want your scores solely for Ederson for yesterday, please. Gerard says a 9. Kamal says an 8. A brilliant distribution as always. Ryan Corrie a 9. Kiam says Ederson 7, steady. Wome is on an 8. Beyond Belief says Ederson a 9. Edward Denham, Ederson an 8.5. Been brilliant this season. Can't argue with that. AK850. Ferner only going to miss one match. Yes. Leonard London 9. Phyllis says Ederson an 8. Footy porn between us. Martin an 8.5. Ryan Moody Kiam is back. Cal says a 9. Leonard London, last 3 games he has been top. Mervyn Thomas an 8. Any more for Ederson. So I'm going to have a little scroll back and see. Oh, 9, an 8, an 8, an 8, a 9, a 9, an 8.5, an 8, an 8. Wow. You know what? Ederson, brave and freakishly accurate kicking as usual it was. Ederson gets from the followers on Man City Fan TV, Ederson gets an 8.5. Best keeper in the world at the moment. I would not disagree with that whatsoever, Leonard. Kiam, the bringer of reality. I would have given Kiam. I would have given Ederson an 8. That would have been my score anyway. But from the Man City Fan TV followers, he gets an 8.5. So I thought it was solid. I thought a great save in that first half. I thought it was brilliant. And obviously tipped that one onto the post in the dying stages. So moving on to our right back this time, it wasn't Kyle Walker, it was Cancelo. So what were your thoughts on him yesterday? I actually thought he had a good game. So is there anyone in the world you would swap for Ederson for? No, not for me. Not a single goalkeeper in world football would I swap for Ederson. None whatsoever. Martin says for Cancelo, he says a 9. A 9? What? Gerard Mulcair says a 6. Beyond belief, Cancelo a 9. City fan says a 7.5. Kamal says 8. His best game in a City shirt. So good he said it twice. Leonard London says an 8.5. Beyond belief, tireless performance and has a really good understanding with Bernardo. That he definitely does. I'd swap Edison to see Elizabeth Hurley in Cities. You do have a bit of an obsession for Hurley. You know what? So do I, but my wife always says to me, because my wife's always talking about, oh, he's fit, he's nice, he's whatever. And so I just say the same to her. And she always says to me, I always say Elizabeth Hurley, well, you know, and she always goes, she looks like she needs a bath. She looks like she needs a good bath. And I can see that, but there's still, I don't know, still something about her. Edward Denham, Cancelo a 7, put in a couple of crosses, but none were accurate. Carbondale's 7, positioning was off. Kiam, Cancelo an 8. Martin 9. Yes, a 9? Jesus Christ. Phyllis's Big Blue Rabbit, Cancelo 7, improving. Martin had a great game for me. Ryan 8.5, had 5 bits of great defending down on my notes. Chill says a 6.2. Martin, isn't Elizabeth Hurley like 60 now? She nearly is. I would soap her up. Right, so any more for any more? I've got to do something. I'm sorry, I've got to do something. So let me just see. Let's see what we've got for that one. Come on. My laptop's being a bit slow today. Cancelo speaks Portuguese, right? Yes. Guildford. Thanks. Right, okay, there's some big scores there for Cancelo. So, wow. God, got to give him the same as Edison. Got to go for an 8.5. So Cancelo gets an 8.5 from the Man City Fan TV followers. Wow. I would have given him a 7 or a 7.5. I thought he was good. Defensively, actually, which is one thing I've criticised him about. Well, I haven't criticised him. I've said, people have said he's not great defensively. I thought actually he did quite well yesterday. Going forward, he was all right. But yeah, well done. Harsh. Well, you gave him a 9. I gave him an 8.5 for the followers. It's not me. I said 7.5. So, you know, there's people with 7s, there's people with 7.5s, there's people with a 6. There's only a few of you with a 9, so I can't give him a 9, can I? So I think that's fair with Cancelo anyway. So, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I said 7.5, that's harsh. No, it's not. He didn't do anything special. He just did his job, and I always start at 6. And if he does something, you know, he's very good, I'd give him a 7. If he's does something else really good, I might give him an 8. But apart from a 7, I don't think he did anything special. Right, moving on to one of our centre-backs, which was Fernandinho. So, what were your thoughts on Fernie yesterday? Or Ferdy, as Martin likes to call him. Cancelo still does not look up at times when further forward. I agree with that. Bombi on belief is fair, Andy 8.5. Well, give him an 8.5. It's your scores, not mine. Moody Andy, I'm not moody, mate. What for? You're giving Cancelo a 4, are you, Ryan? I might have had too many coffees yesterday making me giddy on the scores, by the way. I think you have. Chill says a 0. What are you talking about, mate? Ocean Rage a 5? Fernandinho a 5? I'm assuming you're dropping him massive scores for being sent off. Leonard 7 shouldn't give the ref a chance. Fair enough. Ferdy gets a 6. City fan 6.5. Carl 3 because his tackles were rash and was stupid for someone with so much experience. Oh God, Jesus Christ, you lot are harsh. Very harsh on Fernandinho. Dino 6, nothing special. He knew he was getting a red at breakfast. A red or a rest, because that's what he's going to get. And he probably needs it, to be fair. And probably would have got a rest anyway, so there was no need for the card. But it's, I cannot be. Listen, I'm sorry. The 4 is only down for 2 for the red. Wow, would have got 6. I possibly would have given him a 6, maybe. I think taking 2 off him is harsh right towards the end of the game. But anyway, I'd give him a 7.5. Chill. You got a red card. Should get lower than a 5. Play him in natural position. I don't think he's done anything wrong as a centre-back personally. Lads, my bet was instructed to get red end of the day. Right, okay. Ooh, you people are bloody harsh today. Wow, I'm going to go overall average. I'm going to say Fernandinho gets a 5, and that is very... I can't remember the last time. Sanjay, a 2. My God, you lot. Jesus, give the fella a chance. Was his worst game in the back four? I didn't think he did that bad, I'll be honest. But, hey, it's your scores, not mine. I would give Ferner a 5 anyway, purely because of a 6, but he got sent off, so he would have dropped a point. Generous? Well, no, it's not my score, Ryan. It's what's coming through from. I'm taking a very quick average. I'm not going to. Ferdy, not Ferner. It's not Ferdy, mate. It's Ferner. How many yellows is it in the Premier League before you get banned? 5, I think it is. Right, moving on to his partner yesterday, yeah, I thought Ferner. I'll be honest with you, I thought Ferner was okay yesterday. I didn't think he did anything majorly wrong, apart from obviously. And I think, let's face it, I think the second one was a little bit harsh considering what was going on at the other end. But anyway, moving on to John Stones. What were your thoughts on John Stones yesterday? Give us your thoughts and opinions. I wouldn't play Stones versus Liverpool. Kamal says 6.5, bit shaky at the start, but grew into the game. Andy, sorry I'm late. Don't worry, Mingy Wong. You don't have to apologise, buddy. Ryan, 5.5. Edward Denham, a 6. Martin, 4. Showed why he isn't a start for me. 4. Ocean Rage, a 7. Mingy Wong, 6. Stone, 7. Not himself, needs time. That's one thing he definitely does need. Time and games. City fan, a 7. Leonard London, a 6.5. Chill, 6, not good enough. God, you lot are bloody tough today. Sanjay J says a 5.6. What is you can have a 5, a 5.5 or a 6. You can't be having 5.6, a 5.8 or a 6.7. Made error that should have cost us goals. Yeah, but so did others. Carl Blundell, 6.5, too shaky, made a crucial tackle, but was very poor with his tackles as well. But he did the job. Whew. Right, let's have a look. If anyone else still got scores. Stones was better than Ferner, bar the red. Okay, 4.756, bugger off you. So, let's see. 5.77, 6, 6.5. I'm going to go with John Stones. A 6.5. There you go. Bit of positivity. Stone 7, won every header, was vocal at the back, missed him. I'm more with you. He made that bad pass in the first half, which they should have capitalised on. But apart from that, I mean, that block, he gets a point just for that block that he made was absolutely fantastic. So I think some of you are being a little bit harsh on John Stones, if I'm being honest. But anyway, he gets an overall rating of 6.5, which leads us on to the big unit. And that is Benjamin Mendy. Looking like not as svelte as he was. Looks a little bit leggy. You know, I don't know what it is. Looks very big unit. Not sure that whether he's been pumping too much iron or not, but needs game time. He's obviously one of those players that needs games to keep his fitness levels at a level. And thankfully, that's 3 games in a week for Benjamin Mendy. So that's good news from an injury point of view. Right, let's see. Kamal says 6.5, thought Mendy was poor. He's been poor a few weeks now. Mendy 7.5 says beyond belief. Ryan a 6. Mendy a 7 says Martin. Edward says Mendy 7 got skinned in the first 15 minutes. Ocean Rage is 7. Ivor says we've been moaning. We don't win headers. Stones comes in, wins every header. What do you want, folks? Good point, Ivor. 5 for Mendy, says Ming-Yu Wong. City fans 6.5. Leonard 7. Worst game since he's come back. Not sure about that. Ryan Corey, it was his 3rd game in a week, to be fair. 2, he is not fit. 2, he's not fit. Playing in the under-23s to get game time. Mendy, still not convinced, Andy. I am not going to be convinced either until I see him play a run of like 10 games because I think that's what's needed with him. He's clearly not fully fit, as in match fit. He might have played 3 games in a week. Whether that's the right thing to do or not, I'm not too sure. But we have to trust in Pep and the medical team. I personally wouldn't have played him 3 times in a week, but he's had 3 games now. It can only help with his progress. We've seen what Mendy's like last season. You know, those first 6-7 games, he was phenomenal. He's had another injury since. The good thing is he's come back. He's played minutes. He's not got injured. So let's just have fingers crossed and maybe just look after him. But he does need game time. But Chill is clearly on a wind-up here with these scores. Cal, 8, put some very good crossing. Is also key to break them down. Benji never lost a game when he's on the pitch. Benji's life. It says JTR35, still not match fit. Right, let's have a look. Ooh, some real wild scores here. So I'm going to go for overall score for Mendy gets a 6.5 from the Man City Fan TV subscribers. Moving into the midfield, and we're on to Ilkay. Hi Brian, how are you, buddy? So we're going to go and move on to Gundogan. What were your thoughts on Ilkay yesterday? Edward Denham, Gundogan 7.5, dictated tempo and scored a good goal. 9.5, showed his class, says Martin. Leonard London, our defence, has been averaging 6.5 in the rating this season, and that ain't good enough for me. For the Champions League, Ryan, 9.5, man of the match. JTF, 8.5. Dank City, big foreheads on, an 8. BB says the German Chuck Norris, 9.5, man of the match. Kamal says 9.9, man of the match. I've been critical of him, but he's been faultless. City fan, a 9. Ocean Rage, an 8.5. Gundo, different class yesterday, a 9. Didn't put a foot wrong, says Beyond Belief. This is more like it. This is what I want to hear. Leonard London, 9.5. Ming-Yu Wong, a 7. Chill says 7.5. Brian Gardner, a 6.5. Wow. Ooh. Brian, that is harsh, says Edward Denham. He dictated the game, says Kamal Dwyer. I think if you watched the vlogs from Man City Fan TV yesterday with me and Martin, I gave Gundogan man of the match. Gundogan was also very vocal yesterday. I thought it was one of the best games I've seen him play for a long time. I thought he was exceptional. And I think he's been good the last few games. Brian, what you want from Gundo? Did anyone see the cross for Sterling from Gundogan? Yes. Right. Wow. I'm gonna have to overrule rather than dropping it because of some low scores that were on there. I'm gonna stick with Gundogan. Gundogan gets a 9. So I'm going to overrule dropping it by half a point. Gundogan gets a 9. I thought he was exceptional yesterday. Very, very, very good. So moving on to his 2 partners ahead of him, which, as we know, were Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva. So moving through to the first one, and that was Kevin De Bruyne. So what were your thoughts on Kevin De Bruyne yesterday? Didn't think he had his best of games. Put in a wonderful cross in that first half. He was begging for somebody to be on the end of it. And then obviously the cross come Silver flick goal, blah, 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 blah. But on the whole, cut a really frustrated figure yesterday. 6.5, didn't look himself. Let me just jump. Sorry, let me just jump back a bit there. Martin says KDB 6.5, not himself yet. Edward 7.5 was a bit better than he was at Palace. Dank City is 7, JTR is 7, Ocean Rage is 7.5, City Fan is 7, Brian an 8. Edward Denham, Sterling wasn't as sharp in the first half, second half another story. Leonard London 7.5, Ryan an 8, best game this week, an 8. Wow. I think he plays better when Mahrez is on the wing. KDB 7, winding up for a big game against the Dippers. Let's hope so. Super Kevin 8. Woo! Mingy Wong a 7.5. Cal Blundell a 7.5. Chill 4.5. Not his goal. God, let me work this one out. 5, 8, 7, 7, 7, 7. Right, okay, so Kevin De Bruyne gets 7.5 there or thereabouts, an average one. I thought he was average yesterday. Couple of little brilliant bits like he always produces. In every game, he always produces something that's a little bit special. But for me, he just wasn't quite at it yesterday. There was just something about him. He looked frustrated, and the passing between him and David Silva and Sterling in the first half, though it was just slightly off, and you saw him huffing and puffing quite a lot, and he was, and maybe it was just one of those days. But he gets a 7.5, which leads us on to our captain. Captain fantastic, and that is David Silva. So moving on. It was a great assist for Silva. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I'm not doubting it wasn't a great assist. But we're picking out sort of two moments in the game. Not in 90 minutes. Kevin De Bruyne normally does a hell of a lot more than that. What drugs are you taking, John? Kamal Dwyer gives David Silva a 7. Everything but that clinical finish. 7.5. Leonard, love KDB. Dunk City a 7.5. Silva 8. Should have scored. He should have scored. City fan 7. Silva a 5. Man City's fan TV Martin says 7.5. Mingy Wong 7. Leonard London 7.5. JTR 35 says a 7.5. Brian Gardner a 7. Chill 5.5. Are you kidding me, mate? I meant 8.5. I was going to say 5.5. David Silva 7. Missed a big chance. He did, but so did Gabby. Twice. Ocean Rage 7.5. You know what? I mean, it's one of those, and I'm sure people who were on here, and I'm not saying you have to be at the game all the time, but you do see his movement and he just controls games so well. David 8, tip-top, 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 amazing. He's like a clock. That's exactly, it's what he does. He keeps things moving. He knows when to slow it down. He knows when to, make that killer pass. Honestly, his touch is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But Andy, do them drug tests. Right, let's have a look then for David Silva. See what you guys have given him. Right, okay, I think it's pretty safe to say that overall you gave him a 7.5. I gave him an 8 personally, but 7.5 is what you guys have given him. He's a wonderful player, and he doesn't always play well all of the time, but I thought yesterday did his usual thing. So we're moving on to Bernardo Silva. Still not at his best of last season, but there's no doubt in his first touch is phenomenal. His energy, his tracking back, his effort is phenomenal. Just his creativity at this moment in time is just slightly off. And let's hope, like Ivor said earlier, let's hope Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva are winding themselves up for that Liverpool game. So let's have a look at what's coming in. Sorry, I'm just sending a message there to Akio Fernandez. So we've got Dank City gives him a 7. 7.5. 7.5, not great first half, but good second. Cal gives him a 7. Ivor, chill. You did not watch the game. You watched the highlights on Match of the Day. Yeah. Brian Gardner 7. Leonard 7. Ocean Rage 7.5. Ryan Corey 6.5. Gave him an extra 5 to be nice, or 0.5. Bernardo a 7, says BB. JTR 35 7. City fan a 7. Mingy Wong a 7. Edward Denham 7. Crossing was poor and got dribbled past too easily. Ivor says Bernardo only 7. Still missing that spark. Chill 4. Not clinical enough. Oh, Chill, come on. You must be. Yeah, this can't be right. Leonard London, we are being a bit harsh on Bernardo. Krieber, hi guys, how are you? Ryan, how is Chill not training with the kids? He will be going very shortly if he keeps giving another score like that. Krieber a 6. D Stewart a 3 or a 4? Wow, Chill, whatever. you're taking I want. Okay, overall, I think Bernardo Silva gets a 7. Chill isn't a City fan, I'm telling you. Yeah, maybe not. But he's providing a little bit of humour because we can all laugh at his scores. Moving over to, let's see, in the middle, we had Hong Kong Fui and we had Gabriel Jesus. So what were your thoughts on Gabriel Jesus yesterday? Came in, replaced Sergio Aguero. So Chill isn't a City fan, yeah. Chill just on the wind-up. Not interested in real content, just wants attention, yeah. Okay, Chill isn't really a City fan. Well, I'll leave it up to you guys what we're doing. Is he going training with the kids? Just say yes or no. Ming Yu Wong, Chill isn't really a City fan at all. Cal Blondell, Bernardo Silva and David Silva always get high. Just wonderful players to watch. Creamer gives Jesus a 6. Kamal 7.5, not clinical enough. Dank City is 6.5. Ryan a 6. City fan says 6.5. Ocean Rage 7. 7 became better on the left wing. Leonard London an 8. D Stewart, high standards must be ensured. Brian Gardner 7.5. Mingy Wong 8. BB says Jesus 7.5. Worked hard, should have got his goal. Didn't get a great deal of service. Kamal, his biggest problem is he isn't Sergio Aguero. Edwards, Jesus 6, needs better movement at times. Foul 5, missed some easy chances, but he isn't a striker, he's a winger. JTR 75, 7, JTR 35 is 7. Send him training with the kids, we reckon. Oh, Chill, you know, you're annoying some people on here and they're not believing that you're actually really a City fan. So you'll prove your worth if you come back and then let us know. Jesus missed 2 sitters. Send Chill to Old Trafford to watch the cricket. Is this a Liverpool channel? Right. Okay. Gabby yesterday, couple of high scores, couple of low scores. Wow, I can only give, I'll be honest with you, Jesus only gets a 7 from the viewers of Man City Fan TV. And I probably agree with that. I would turn around and agree that Jesus, yeah, cut a frustrating figure in the first half after his missed another one-on-one with the keeper when he should have hit it earlier. So there's 2. But, you know, overall, he works bloody hard for the team. Really does. So not going to be too harsh on him. I would have given him a 7 as well. But anyway, on to what at the ground yesterday. They gave this fella, who is just getting better and better and better. I mean, he's becoming the driving force of Manchester City right at this moment in time, and that's Raheem Sterling. He's just... First half, I thought he was the biggest standout player in the whole team. Second half, I thought he was brilliant, even though he did have a few times when he did lose the ball, when he should have crossed it earlier and things like that. But I thought, he took his goal exceptionally well. So he was right up there for me with Ilkay Gundogan. But let's see what you guys think. How can you give Jesus a 6 but Silva a 4 now? Pep 9.5 made the right changes. 7.5 decent but not at his best. Cal 9.5 Sterling man of the match an 8. City fan 8.5. Dank City 8.5. Sterling says is a 9 says BB. Kreba an 8.5. Ryan Corey 8.5. Aguero misses 2. Ocean Race says a 9. 8.5 says JTR 35. Best player in the world on form right now, says Cal. Quite possibly. Look at his scoring record. Leonard London 9.9. Martin, I didn't think he did much apart from score for me a 7. Bugger off. Second half even better, a 9. Phillies Raz 9. Consistently ridiculous fantasy footballer. 9. Brilliant player on the pitch. 7 for Jesus, neither here is. Sorry, a bit late. We're on Sterling now, D. Stewart. Spencer's and Mark, an 8.5 for Sterling. Remember, this is Raheem Sterling we're talking about right now. He's become insane and will carry us in the next Euro and World Cup, says Cal. He's honestly, and I said to a guy I was stood next to yesterday, up in the South Stand, and I said, it just looks like all the shackles are off on him at the moment. There's nothing worrying him. There's no issues of off-the-field stuff. There's no issues with racism. It's like he's suddenly, this season, playing with a complete freedom to make mistakes. So last season it looked like he was always hesitant. Should he take a player on? Should he not? Should he do this? Should he not? This season, it is honestly, it's almost like he's just gone, fuck it. If I take him on and he beats me, if he takes him on and he tackles me, if he takes me on and I make the wrong decision, I don't care. Because next time I get the ball, I'm going to do it again. 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 And that's the way he's playing at the moment. Every time he gets the ball, he just looks like he's going to do something with it. And he might run it out of touch once every 5 times, or he might cross it a bit too late when he should have crossed it earlier. But the 3 times he does do something, it's either an assist or a goal. I mean, he's just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal at the moment. For me, by far, the most informed player in Europe right now. He is superb. Whether he was man of the match yesterday is another thing, but on form, we know he's scored the same amount of goals as Lionel Messi this calendar year. That takes some doing. Name me another player that's done that previously in previous years, apart from Ronaldo. That shows you where he is in European football right now. So, for me, fantastic yesterday again. Sterling has room to improve as well. That's the scary thing, BB. He's just 24 years of age. He's not even going to hit his peak for another 4 years, or 3 years, let's say 26, 27, 28. So, wow. BB, I agree, pal. The world's best in 2 years, maybe. Leonard, if he scores against Liverpool, best player on the planet. He is informed. That's his only thing, Leonard. That's a good point you make there, mate. He always struggles when he goes to Anfield. Struggled when he's gone to Goodison Park as well. Seems somehow it's this little thing, but maybe now this season, that thing has been resolved, and maybe this season, last season, maybe this season compared to last season, he's got this confidence now that he just thinks, I'm going to shut out the crowd, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do the other, and he's just going to go for it. So for me, I'm going to have to give him the same. I'm going to have to give Raheem Sterling, give him a 9 like Ilkay Gundogan. So I think he's been brilliant. Sterling can shut the haters up. He's one of the best in the world. Liverpool must regret selling. Liverpool will massively regret selling. Of course they will. Anybody, any team would. But at the time, they all thought 45 million was expensive and he'd never justify it. Look at him now. If he went anywhere in world football in January, 200 million would be the minimum price somebody would have to pay for him. That's frightening. Right, looking on to the subs. Let's bring on the Stockport Iniesta. What did you think of Phil Foden's cameo? And I think he made 3 chances yesterday in that, first, I think it was 12 minutes he made that. So absolutely phenomenal. He is just one of those players that everybody's screaming for. Everyone is just going mental for wanting him to play. Should Pep be playing him? Should he not? Should he be introducing him in the right way? Is Pep the person that knows the right way to promote him and bring him through gradually rather than throwing him in? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure people will all have their own arguments non-stop about whether he should or he shouldn't. So, what are your thoughts on Phil Foden and whether he should or he shouldn't be? Also, obviously he scores, but I'm saying, what are your thoughts? Is it about time that Pep Guardiola throws him in? Is it about time, or should we just trust in Pep and just leave it at that and say Pep knows what he's doing? It's the main man. End of story, and just leave it as it is. So let's see. 7 says Martin. Sorry, there missed that one. Sorry. Not bad for a 50 million bench warmer. Stockport Iniesta 100, Kriebe an 8, Ryan a 7, Spencer's a Mark 7.5, Ocean Rage 7.5, Dank City an 8. Is a cracking player, says Kriebe. I better than Sterling. Yeah, no, remember that. Mingy Wonga 5, not ready. Right, okay. Sorry, we gave you a chance, buddy. But you're going back in. 8.5, get out, chill. 7 says Martin. 7.5, chill, absolute nonsense. He's a new David Silva. Chill is a dipper. Chill's just gone in another timeout. Go away, chill, says Mingy Wong. 8.5, future of England's midfield, says Cal. Keeps the ball so well. Great lofted key pass. Made 3 chances that we didn't take. Should have had an assist. Trust Pep. He is the best coach in the world. He knows what he's doing. Trust Pep, says Leonard. Chill. Not a City fan. He's probably a dipper. He probably is a dipper. So anyway, let's just remove him. Anyway, let's get on with it. Okay, so Phil Foden gets a 7 for his little cameo. Considering it was only short, but it was a very, very good one. So moving on to the other sub that came on was Sergio Aguero. Didn't do much, if I'm honest, when he came on, but the game was won at the end of the day. And what were your thoughts on Sergio? I mean, I don't really give players much beyond the 6, if I'm honest. Foden had got a 7 because I thought he was really good the way he got the ball back, but Sergio didn't do a great deal. So didn't do anything wrong, but didn't do a great deal anyway. So 6, Ryan, 6, Creeper, 6, Spencer's and Mark, Sergio a 5.5, Ming Wong a 6, Guerrero 6, Martin 6, didn't do anything really, already won 10, he's a legend. He just gets a 10 from Leonard because he's a legend. Would sooner have rested him. I'm totally with you. I was surprised I now wanted him rested anyway because he was my captain in my fantasy league. So bringing him on got me 2 points. Whoopie-doo. But I mean, I just didn't think there was any point in bringing him on. I would rather have just let Gabby run his legs into the ground and maybe brought another person on. But anyway, don't bother with Angelino. Did nothing. I've got to put him up there. Right. So Sergio gets a 6 as usual, which moves us on to our next one. And good to see him get a chance, and I think it's important for him to actually get a chance, and that is Angelino, because Mendy was all right, but Zinchenko now had surgery, so Angelino needs a little bit more game time, and I think he'll definitely play midweek against Southampton. I think he'll definitely start, so we'll get a good 90 minutes out of Angelino midweek. Creamer 7, Spencer Mark 6, Nancy 7, 6, forgot the camera, forgot he came on, Camille 6.5, 6, Edward says 7, Mingy 1 6, Brian Gardner 6, Leonard 7, 6.5 says Ocean Rage, Angelino is the new Zabaleta. Oof, let's hope so. Angelino, erratic positioning, not sure. Aaron, I feel more at ease with Angelino. Defense over Mendy, a 7. JTR 35, feel bad for Angelino, could be on loan in Jan. Wow. Phil's Ivor says 6. I think it's one of those. He gets a 6 because he didn't have that much time to be able to come on and do much anyway. But I'm hopeful that against Southampton midweek we'll get a chance to see Angelino for a full 90 minutes, which leads me to the main man, best manager in world football, without an absolute shadow of a doubt, and that is our superstar manager, the person who has just changed English football, the person who has absolutely dominated English football for the last couple of seasons, broken every kind of record, changing the whole dynamics of football in this country, and not only in the Premier League, but in you see it now in Championship and League One and things like that. The people are wanting to play out from the back. They're wanting to follow Pep's style. So Pep Guardiola, what's people giving Pep for yesterday? Ivor says a 9. Ryan a 7. Beyond Belief says 9.5. Absolute genius. Mingy Wong a 9. Pep an 8 says Edward. Dag City 2000-2010. Cablo Dow 10 from me. But Chill -6, Leonard 8.5, Brent Gardner a 9, Creever 8, must have been given a pretty good pep talk at half time. He did, I'm sure he did. Ocean Rage 8.5, JTR Pep really hates VAR, he does. Spencer Mark 8.5, Pep an 8, beyond belief the first goal was Route 1, the Pep way. Well, Route 1 because he bought the goalkeeper that he wanted that can do that at times, and how many times have we seen the odd game where suddenly Edison sees it and is allowed to go long and he did that yesterday. I'm not sure whether Gabby got the flick on or whether it came off. Was it Mings? I'm not sure who it was. I don't know whether it just brushed off Mings' shoulder, but it went into the path of Sterling and goal. If England win a major trophy, it'll be because of Pep. Everyone just forgetting how crap that first half was. Well, it wasn't crap. I don't think it was crap. I think it was frustrating. Everyone, is Pep doing the next quiz on this channel? Yeah, he's our special guest. Newcastle still 1-up after 18 minutes. Wow. Got to go, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Speak tonight, Andy. No problem, buddy. Later, Martin. Bye, Andy. Have a nice day. Okay, so Pep gets an 8.5 overall. So had 9s and 8s. So well done to Pep Guardiola. He is the main man, without a shadow of doubt. So moving on to, we're going to just have a quick talk. But before we do, I just want, obviously, if I can just find it, we just got one more rating to do, and this is solely for Ivor. So Ivor, what are your thoughts on this particular rating, mate? Give it out of 10. Feel free to give it out of 10. It can be a 1 or 2. I can throw a picture of a bath in there or a shower if you want to, with some foam and whatever else. But Ivor, what are your thoughts? A 9,000, says Cal. A 1 out of 10, forehead not big. Yeah, before I go, rate the crowd. Sorry, but the fans get a 2. Poor atmosphere. It was crap yesterday, if I'm being honest. We're still going to talk about that. Leonard a 7. Ooh, Ivor, is he still on? Ooh, or is Ivor, that's it. He's rushed off. He couldn't control himself. Poor. It's Creamer 6. 7, top of the night, top off. Oh, Ivor, are you there, mate? If you're not, a 666, says Brian. Oh, Ivor, bless you. Would mind her dribbling football. Who is she? It's Liz Hurley. Ivor is out of control. He's gone, hasn't he? His mind's just absolutely blown. He's on. 10 out of 10, mate. Too naughty. Anyway, there you go. That was just for you, buddy. Seeing as so. Right. Let's have a look. VAR. What were your thoughts on VAR yesterday? It's just becoming. We've got about, about 15 minutes left. So what are your thoughts on VAR? It's just becoming. It's becoming very, very frustrating. It really, really is. Gilf, I guess it's 10. It's not quite Nora Batty. I think Ivor's got a little crush. He's got a massive crush. Ivor shot his load too early. 2, Phyllis, check the luggage bags. She can fly me anywhere. Beyond belief, boo. Yeah, we should to one of them ratings every stream. Will you send me your ones and maybe we'll do something like that? Dank City VR is a joke, way too inconsistent. VAR is not the issue. The officials are. Fuck VAR. That's all we heard yesterday from the Villa fans. JTR35, why everyone say Sterling was offside? Did he touch the ball? Was he active? He didn't touch the ball. No, Sterling didn't touch the ball at all. Ref can have a 4. VAR gets a 7. Joke, 4 minutes and blue whistle too early in the first half when we were on the attack, says Spencer Smart. VAR having a laugh. VAR 4, refs 3. VAR, I was at home for once. It was funny. VAR needs more work done. It is. We know it is. It's frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. 2.5 minutes for that. What turned out to be a David Silva goal. It's just. And I'd rather him go over and give it the ref. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather VAR looked at it rather than VAR making a decision. VAR look at it and put it on the screen at the side of the pitch and say to the ref, right, you've got 30 seconds, go over and look at it. And then the ref is making the decision, not VAR. And that's my big issue with it. Because at the moment, we've just got, back covering, VAR covering the referees' backs. The referees are not being held accountable. They're calling something. You only have to look. Cal, I'm sure Cal, obviously watching the Everton game, that keen stamp. Well, stamp. He was looking at the ball all the way and just stood on somebody's foot. He's becoming. It's very, very frustrating. And it's taking the passion out of the game for me. It really is, because you stood there, it's a goal, and then everyone's like looking around, going, "Well, let's wait a minute," because it's just garbage, absolute garbage. There is no way folk watching on TV should know more than the fans attending the game. It's wrong. Look to the union to see. I'm absolutely spot on. This is the whole thing, and that's why I think the decisions until I think the main crux of the problem is they don't want to embarrass referees yet. Rugby, do it. There's no issue with embarrassing referees. The biggest protagonists of it are cricket. How many times do you see the umpire give a thumbs up, give a finger up for a wicket, goes to a review, and then they overturn it and say, "No, you're wrong, it was this," and it just goes, no wicket or whatever. There's no big issue with it. You don't hear the players giving him a load of grief, and it's just garbage. It's this, referees have this thing that, we've got to look after each other, and fucking nonsense, absolute nonsense, until the referees are held accountable for their decisions, and they make the ultimate decision, not VAR. They basically go, "We're not sure, it's your call, but we want to call this. Here you go to the side of the pitch, have a look at the monitor, you're the referee, you make the decision on what you think." Not people in a box somewhere in London. The referee watches it because VAR have told them there might have been an offside or there might have been this. You watch it, you decide, we'll give you the evidence. You make the decision because you're the one getting paid for it, or the big money. You do it. So referees never admit to being embarrassed. They're like robots. This is the problem. Mike Dean doesn't want them to come out. Mike Riley, doesn't want them to come out on camera after matches and explain their decisions. Okay, fine, fair enough. That's always been the case. They've always been very much against coming out on camera and explaining their decisions. So now we've got VAR. Now we're getting nothing. We're getting absolutely nothing. We're getting more intervention by officials, and now still nothing, no explanation. All we get is Peter Walton, gobshite, who comes out and gives his opinion because he's getting paid for it. We don't hear anything else. There is nothing now whatsoever, yet more referees are being added to the whole process, and it's ruining the game for me, I must admit. All 3 goals yesterday, I sort of went yes, and then but straight away I went, and I stood there with everybody else, and I took videos of all 3 after all 3 goals yesterday, which are on the live vlog, and I'm not kidding. There was and then there was a bit of, because we were right next to the Villa fans. It was a bit of you've had your day out now, go home, blah blah blah. There was no cheering, jumping up and down. There was none of that, because you sort of went yes, and then everyone stops because it's going to go to VAR, and it's just absolutely ruining the enjoyment of the game or the goal or whatever. And I'm sure Villa fans stood next to me, a few rows away from me, they would have been like, come on, go to VAR. Let's hope it was. And I suppose there's a bit of suspense for them. That makes it a little bit more exciting, rather than them going, oh, shit, it'll go to VAR. Let's hope so. But the disappointment will still be there when a goal is given. For the fans, and let's face it, we're a team that score a lot of goals. Every goal, it's like, yeah, let's just wait and see, because something might have happened. And it's just shit, I'll be honest with you. And that's why I think it's absolutely killing the atmosphere in grounds. It certainly was yesterday, because the atmosphere in the ground yesterday was, for me, again, it wasn't great, I'll be honest with you. And I was right up at the top in the south stand in 314, right next to the Villa fans. They were singing, and I don't agree with a lot of the comments that are being made, because when City go away, we normally outsing every home team, and that's just part parcel of away fans travelling. It's it's that bond and everything else, and you get up for it and everyone sings, but it was still little bits and pieces of singing yesterday. And the Villa fans, it was just thankful that we scored 3 goals, so City fans could give them a little bit of something back. But yeah, I think it's just killing. It's just killing it for me. It's becoming. It's not football as I know it, and it is very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. How do the broadcasters get info on what VR is reviewing, what communication is happening there? Exactly, BB. Edward Denham, anyone else notice VR is always crap when Mike Dean is on it? Don't know who it was yesterday for us. It was, what's he called? The chunky one who, what was he called? God, his name's escaped me. It's the one that, the Geordie referee who's gone off to Saudi Arabia. Mark Clattenburg was slagging off for being fat and overweight. I think he was the VAR ref yesterday. VAR is killing it. You should feel confident the right decision will be made once the incident is reviewed, but all too often they do the opposite. Well, I mean, the VAR is a load of bull locks, like an unwanted eggy fart in a lift. Absolutely, Blue Heart. It's just, well, I mean, you say it will make the right decision. I mean, the classic example, yeah, is David Silva, the one on David Silva that wasn't given. You know, when they trod on his foot, and that was from a tackle where he trod on his foot and he was going through. And then Mike Riley's come out after that and said that City have had 4 incidents this season where the decisions weren't right from VAR. So what they're basically doing then is going, right, so if you stand on your foot, then, you know, VAR see that's a penalty. But the one clearly yesterday with Everton and Michael Keane, that was never a penalty. Never in a million years. Now, it was purely accidental. It didn't change the course of anything because they were both going to jump for the ball. It wasn't like the opposition player was running through and he stood on his foot and stopped the momentum of a goal-scoring opportunity. They were both looking and Keane's eyes never came off the ball. So he's jumping. He doesn't know where anyone else is. I mean, yeah, they gave it because of the David Silva mistake that they made. I mean, it's crap. Absolute crap. It is nonsense. And it is ruining atmosphere at games. It really is. Right, so let's have a look. Any other ones? Silva was more penalty than Mane's versus Leicester. Of course it was. Will VR get Spurs point today like I did against us? Unlikely, innit? Absolutely spot on there with that one, BB. Right, let's quickly have a look. We've got a little bit of... let's have a look at some news from today. Just quickly, just having a quick look through. I'm just going to give you what Stu Brennan of the MEN gave the player ratings, which was quite interesting. I was looking at that earlier, thinking, "Oh, I wonder what I would give," and I just thought I'd have a quick look and see what Stu Brennan gave. My computer has gone very slow because I've got that many things open at the moment. Okay, here we go. He gave Edison a 7. Cancelo a 7, Stones a 6, Benjamin Mendy what did he give? Benjamin Mendy a 7, Ilkay Gundogan an 8, Kevin De Bruyne a 7, David Silva a 7, Bernardo Silva a 7, Gabby a 7, Raheem an 8. He gave Angelino a 7, Phil Foden a 7, and Sergio a 6. So yeah, all sort of averages. He's basically given Gundogan and Raheem Sterling as the 2 best players on the pitch yesterday. What else? There's rumours, obviously, today that Manchester City are going to insert a £100 million release clause somehow into Gabby's contract because Bayern Munich are sniffing around for January transfer window, and they reckon that we bought him for 28.6 million. He's going to have a £100 million price tag on his head because they are looking at Gabby Jesus, but how much is true of that, I'm not too sure, because that's from Court Offside. So are they going to spend 100 million on Gabby Jesus and another 85, 90 million on Leroy Sané? I can't see it myself, but we do know that the likes of Muller and that are coming towards the end of their time. The only other bit of news really this morning that I posted on Twitter first thing was City have sacked the media firm at the centre of an embarrassing PR blunder. If you remember last week, there was lots of chatter over the fact that PhD Media Manchester were behind an advert aimed at recruiting social media influencers to boost the appeal of City's European matches, and can also reveal that the club has now terminated its relationship with the agency. Officials at the Etihad were left seething when an ad displayed on an app, Tribe, which connects brands with those who carry large social media followings, asked for recruits to get across the great atmosphere of the Champions League games, sparking widespread ridicule. And if you're a member of Twitter, you would have seen everything last week. And I posted last week saying this is definitely not come from City. Well, it hasn't. By all accounts, it came. Apparently, it said the ad, which City insiders say the club had no knowledge of and did not give permission for. Sorry, just turn that off. Give no permission for that particular approach, where it declared that core fans are less likely to attend thanks to the three relatively unknown opponents in their group game, which was Zagreb, Donetsk and Atalanta. It also specified that they were seeking Mancunians and or Man City fans before adding, "We want to get across the great atmosphere of the Etihad Stadium through the use of influencers who can tell an authentic and genuine story of what it's like to be at the game." City declined to name the agency in question, although it's understood they did so as a gesture of goodwill. However, despite the cooperation, it's understood the club officials were left deeply unhappy with PhD's perceived unwillingness to take responsibility, though they have come back, PhD, and said that the managing director said, "The brief we issued to Tribe fell short of the high standards of that PhD Manchester is committed to delivering for its clients, and we regret any negative impact on Manchester City FC. We are reviewing our internal process as a result of this matter." So, like we said last week on social media, and like lots of people knew during the week, that was definitely, that ad did not come from Manchester City. It came from an agency that was working on behalf of City, but without City's knowledge. So that wasn't clearly given to the marketing or advertising or commercial side of Manchester City to agree on that particular approach. It was given to an app called Tribe, who put it out there, and clearly City are very, very unhappy with that, and have said that they will no longer work with this particular Manchester-based agency for doing it. And they have come out themselves, even though they've not personally said that it was their fault. They've said that the application user that they gave the information to, they will be investigating it, because they shouldn't have been using language like that without Manchester City's permission. So there you go. That's the sort of roundup today. Let me just go back, just see if there's anything else on here. Bayern need to leave us alone, says Dank City. Yeah, they're obsessed with us. Looks like we'll raid the bank for Mbappe. We could do. PhD, yeah, I heard. Break the bank. Brennan is first and foremost after winding up City. Readers of the MEN. His ratings usually reflect that, says Blue Heart. Bayern can bugger off. Jesus and is Aguero's successor. Aaron, I'm surprised they're not going for Werner, to be honest. Young German, it will weaken a fellow German side, ticks all the boxes for Bayern. So am I, because as you know, Man City Fan TV, last summer, Timo Werner was the player I said City should be looking at. That was embarrassing. Sane news, anyone? Nothing, Spencer's Martin. Absolutely nothing of worth note to talk about. It's the same old rumours. We're still waiting to hear what's going on. £100 million contract insertion fee puts around £2.5 million cash in Jesus' pocket. Not bad for signing a bit of paper. Of course it does. Absolutely. That's the point. Obviously, City are looking after their own interests. We bought him for £28.6 million, which will give us, over a £70 million profit if that's the case. And obviously for Jesus, we'll give him a very nice signing on fee. But he seems happy at this moment in time. I think it's just more build and buying and everything, shoving out the stuff there. They're trying to obviously, I don't know, maybe it's a tactic by Bayern. Maybe because City have been very reluctant and have dissed the whole Sane approaches and everything else. Maybe their tactical manoeuvres will be, well, I'll tell you what, I know, let's go after Gabby Jesus. Let's say might put in 100 million bid. Suddenly Sane and his agent are going, hold on a minute, because if you're going for Gabby, they're not going to have the money. They're not going to let me go as well. Maybe that will force Sane to make a move with Bayern. I'm just being, cheeky with that thought. I'm just trying to be vindictive. If I was Bayern, what would I do? Right, go after another City player, and I'll throw 100 million on the table for Gabby, trying to force the one player that we do want, which is Leroy Sane, to make a final decision and hand in a transfer request. And we'll make up the, obviously if he hands in a transfer request, he doesn't get any additional fee, but Bayern will make that up anyway. So do Bayern really want Jesus? Maybe they do. Muller's 30. He's on his way out. Do they want a young replacement? Or is this a bit of a tactic to force Leroy Sané into making a decision on whether his future lies at Manchester City or Bayern Munich? So, you know how devious they are. But anyway, are we repairing Sané just to sell him cheaply? That's the media fantasy, apparently. Most things that the media says total bollocks. Totally agree. Sell Jesus, sign stones, and get Mbappe. I like Haaland's son. Looks like young Edin Dzeko. I'd like to see more of him before I make judgment. Jesus' rumour is from the Sun, isn't it? I thought they're full of bollocks. I think it's from Martin Blackburn. Martin Blackburn is very in with Manchester City news, and that's a fact. So, don't dismiss it out of hand just because it's the Sun. Martin Blackburn tends to write quite a number of stories about City and in transfer stuff. But on the other hand, he has wrote a load of bollocks as well. If Sané goes, I can't see him reaching the heights he would under Pep's tutelage. If he's unhappy, he should be sold. Totally agree with you. Said it now for a few months. Sané equal Boateng. He's trying to sneak out of the club. Jesus still needs to prove himself, to be honest. He was still wasting a lot of chances. He's done nothing to warrant interest from Bayern. It's all bollocks, you reckon? Aaron, Sané needs to put in a transfer request if he actually wants to leave, which he hasn't done yet. Totally agree. Either if Sané leaves, I could not care less what he does. Simple as. He seems the sort of person that will always bring trouble. Said it and discussed it before about Sané. I've said that. I said 2 weeks, third week of August last year. I did that video on Man City Fan TV about Leroy Sané. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I'd be very, very surprised if Sané is here in the summer, after the summer, let's say. I think he might still be here in January and till the end of the season. Will he be here after next summer? I was always sort of 60-40 he'd stay. I'm now 60-40 probably the other way, if I'm being honest. Why is everyone saying Leroy Sané is leaving based on German news outlet? I think a lot of it is not necessarily about German news outlets. I think it's the fact of this has dragged on now. This is coming up to, I think it's coming up in November. I think it'll be 12 months in November since City put the original offer on the table, and they've spent 12 months trying to convince him to sign. That's a long time. That is a very long time. And statistically, people who have dragged a contract offer on the table that length of time tend to not sign it. They haven't. You look at the players who've left City, you look at the players who have run down contracts and things like that. The Gundogan signing the new contract, that was contract extension. That was he run that down. That was 6 months he waited. This is going to be 12 months next month, I think. I think it's next month where the offer was on the table. That's a year. And he's still not signed a contract. That is plenty of time to sort out whether your head is with City or wanting to leave. I know he's had a lot going on in his life, but if this carries on, City are going to be in a situation, and the problem being is that at the moment he's injured, so he ain't going anywhere. So I can't see it. I can't see it actually being. I can't see it actually being anything done in the January transfer market, if I'm being honest. I think we'll wait and see what happens to him next summer. And hopefully by then, I want him to stay. I really do. I mean, I think he's a great player, but if he's leaving it a year and he's not signing, he's not happy, and he's whatever else is going on, or whatever's stopping him, then it's probably best to try and get rid of him at some point. Mingy Wong, why doesn't Sani come out to the media saying, I'm leaving City for good? Blew out, good point, mate. Sani's mother is the issue, control freak. She's no longer his agent anymore. That's the thing, Aaron. Did a video about this about 3 months ago. She was his agent, he was looking 3 months ago for a new agent, and I think he's got one now. Let's just hope it's not his girlfriend. His mother was an issue at the beginning, but I think that's all changed now, so it can't really be an agent issue. I was on about cravings for Germany. Well, I mean, the thing is that with the cravings for Germany, did he not say earlier on this year that he didn't want to move back to Germany because of the media intrusion on his life whilst in Germany, when he was with the Germany squad? So he couldn't see himself back in Germany, which was a good sign for us. Sani's mother is an issue, control freak. Sorry, Sani trouble. What's he actually done? There's been quite a few sort of number of inside sort of leaks about, issues with attitude, falling out with the odd player. But I mean, I guess that happens to all clubs. I'm hoping Sani leaves City all the more for expertly nurturing him back to fitness. Oh, love City. We did it with Gundo, Mendy and Laporte. Yeah, I want him to stay, I do. Senior players in the German squad pull you on your attitude and you get kicked from the squad. Something is wrong. Well, that's some good news, mate. Didn't know that. Still, there is no proof. No, it is. It's like any of these things, Blue Art. It's one of those, you only have to take it on the people who are writing these articles. Germany bombed at the World Cup without Leroy because obviously they were crying out for his place. Yeah, it was a very strange decision, but I said, go if you search the video back, go back towards the end of August last year. I did a video and it was about the way Leroy Sané very rarely started a season at the beginning with Man City. He normally missed 4 or 5 games before Pep introduced him into it slowly. And I do honestly believe that the fact that he got dropped by Joachim Löw for the tournament last summer, I think that really upset him, and I think it really knocked his confidence as well. And you've got to face it, Pep's spoken massively about Sané, saying he could be anything in world football, absolutely anything, but it's up to him. And we've seen, I think we've all seen Blue Heart, and you must have seen it as well at the matches, as well as we have, is that, sometimes his body language isn't great. It really isn't good. But then, let's face it, his talent is phenomenal. Gnabry or Cohen plus 70 million had to snatch their hand off, sell him, use the money to get Son or Chilwell. Wow, 19 points, Chilwell yesterday. I must admit, I watched this, I don't know what sort of match of the day, but wow, Chilwell yesterday, phenomenal. Wouldn't want any of those players, Chill and Son. This is how it works. Spread bad news at the time people start thinking it's true. No proof, just people thinking there must be something wrong. Signing staying at City would be good news for Germany, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. Like I said, the article, the video I did last August was about fact. It wasn't anything to do with media speculation. It was looking back on how his start to each season at Manchester City had progressed, and it just coincided. It was exactly the same as the previous season. The way that, because people were saying, why is Sané not starting? Why is he not starting again? Is it all because he's of the German being dropped from the German squad? And actually, it wasn't. The evidence wasn't. The evidence was it was the same as the previous season. Same thing happened, but this time he'd had the whole summer off. The whole summer, so there was no excuse of like the previous season where I can't remember, he'd been away or he'd been somewhere and he'd come back. So there was no excuse for him not to start this season in particular. But he didn't. Last season, in the August, but he didn't. I don't want Son or Chilwell. Hope you've had a better weekend than me. Yeah, sorry, mate, about that. Listen, guys, I'm about to go. I've gone well over what I thought I was going to do. But listen, we've done an hour and a half today. We've done all the player ratings. We've looked at a bit of news. We've talked about yesterday. We talked about VAR and everything else. What about how good Leroy's and Ryan's relationship looks like? The good mates. Where's that story? We're not on the inside, are we, Blue Heart? We have absolutely no idea what the actual real relationship is like. It's like if I was sitting on the fence, I would turn, or being playing devil's advocate, I would turn around and say, "Where's the evidence to say that Raheem and Leroy get on? Where is the evidence?" There isn't. Bayern kicked off about the lack of Bayern players in Lowe's German squad. Hopefully, signing notice that German rag control freaks. Bayern, well, we know Bayern control, build are the ones that they're their mouthpiece, and we know a lot of it is just to put cats amongst pigeons and things like that. Have a good one, Blues. Cheers, Andy. Gone to watch Spurs Liverpool, right, Andy? Yeah, I might have a watch. I'll put it on in the background. I'm going to go put some a nice piece of beef in the oven. Great stream. Bye, Andy. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Dan City. Take care, Edward. Scott Williams, later, Blues. Thank you, Blue Art. It was great to see you yesterday, buddy, and having a good chat with you finally. For a while, I've not spoke to you for a bit. And yes, we'll be doing a quiz very soon. No one ever seen the Cruz interview about Sane? Yes, and I've also seen another one. What was his name? Can't remember what he was called. Bayern and Blues mean you want Leroy's good mates with Mbappe. Apparently, Kylian should join his ex-teammates, Mendy and Bernardo here too. That would be amazing. Let's hope so. If we're going to sign anyone, we've got the money. We can raise the cash. For me, Kylian Mbappe. Get him anyway. Take care. Spencer Zamar. Adios, Andy. Take care. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm watching the Rags. Hopefully, they'll get stuffed. I can't watch Liverpool and their last-minute penalty. Take care. You too, Craig. Sorry to hear that news. I did get your message before, buddy. I just haven't had time. I've not been home long. So, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, go over, check out the post-match fan cams and the match day vlog from yesterday's game. City beat Villa 3-0 from the Etihad, and some of the sort of crowd noises, singing and whatever little there was. Been my first stream in a while. Missed a fair few, mate. Sorry. Great stream as usual. Thank you, Aaron. It's always good to have you on. See you, Carl. Take care. Come on, cheer up, buddy. I know it was a bad result yesterday for Everton, but it wasn't all your fault. Cheers, Andy, and all the Man City Fan TV. Guys, come on, you Spurs. Absolutely. Take care. Have a wonderful Sunday, wherever you are in the world. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, subscribe. Click that bell icon. That way you'll be notified every day when new videos and vlogs come out. Comment below. If you missed this vlog, watch it back. It'll be on the channel in about 20-25 minutes. We'll be back tomorrow with more news. I think we've got a podcast to do at some point. And we'll see you soon. Bugger off. Take care, Ivor. See you soon.